Welcome! Here we are celebrating another Women's History Month. We all know women are resilient, brave, intelligent. We enjoy things today that were created by some historical women. A song we hear that they wrote, a song we've heard them sing, liberties we have because of them, and even features on today's telephones. This month, you will learn about some amazing women, so watch as I spotlight this week's Woman in History. Marie McCoy broke into the white male-dominated music industry in the early 1950s to become a highly sought-after songwriter whose career lasted over 6 decades. More than 360 artists have recorded her tunes, including Nat King Cole, Elvis Presley, and Sarah Vaughan. She was inducted into the Arkansas Black Hall of Fame in 2008 and the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame in 2018. She was born in Oneida on April 19, 1922. She and her older brother and sister attended the area's 2-room elementary school, went to church regularly, and worked on the 40-acre farm their parents rented. Though Oneida was located in the Mississippi Delta, often referred to as the birthplace of the blues, except for the occasional singing of a field hand, the blues was not heard of in that small town. Many considered it to be devil's music. It was 18 miles away in Helena that Marie would become acquainted with the blues, often standing outside a club called the Hole in the Wall to hear top bluesmen perform. Her grandparents lived in Helena, and she was sent there to attend the area's high school for black students. At Eliza Miller High School, Marie sang in shows and saw top black jazz bands perform. Soon she was dreaming of becoming a professional singer. At age 18, she legally added Rose to her name, and in 1942, Rose Marie Hinton moved to New York and began singing in small clubs in Harlem. On a trip back to Arkansas in 1943, she married former sweetheart James McCoy, who was in the U.S. Army and getting ready to be sent to Germany. They had no children. While he was away, she began traveling the so-called Chitlin Circuit, opening for such top performers as Pigmeat Markham and Moms Mabley. McCoy had started writing songs when she was a child. The first of her songs to appear on a record was After All, recorded in 1946 by a group called the Dixie Airs. Receiving such a small amount of royalty, she decided to concentrate on her singing career. In 1952, 10 years after moving to New York, she recorded 2 of her songs for Wheeler Records, a new company formed to capitalize on the growing popularity of black music. As soon as her record was released, music producers began searching her out, not as a singer, as she had hoped, but as a songwriter. One of the first songs she was asked to write reached number 3 on Billboard's Rhythm and Blues chart in 1953. Gabbin' Blues gave the singer Big Maybelle her first hit record, and McCoy the first of her 7 BMI awards. That same year, Big Maybelle scored another top 10 hit with McCoy's Way Back Home. At first, McCoy worked on her own, writing both words and music. Then in 1953, she teamed up with her first writing partner, Charles Singleton. From 1954 to 1956, they wrote 7 top 10 hits. Their song Trying to Get to You in 1957 was included on Elvis Presley's first album, and though it did not become a top 10 single, it has been part of many of Presley's albums and live performances. The song has since been recorded by more than 30 other artists. Some of her other songwriting partnerships created hits for Nappy Brown, Ike and Tina Turner, Maxine Brown, Jerry Butler, and Sarah Vaughan. McCoy produced many recordings, including the 5 songs she wrote for Sarah Vaughan in 1974 album Send in the Clowns. She also wrote jingles for artists such as Aretha Franklin and Ray Charles and formed her own publishing firm. Though having her songs recorded by major artists was getting more and more difficult, McCoy kept promoting her tunes from her office in Manhattan's iconic Brill Building and later from her home in Teaneck, New Jersey. Her last songs were written with Billy Joe Connor and appear on his 2013 self-titled country album. Marie McCoy passed on January 20th, 2015 in Urbana, Illinois. I appreciate you staying to the end. I hope to see you next week for our next Outstanding Woman in History. In the meantime, why not check out a couple of videos from previous years? They will be popping up on your screen at any moment. There they go. See you next week. Be safe out there, and bye for now.